Hey guys, it's X again. And yes, this is the same footage from the last video, so don't adjust your sets. uh, Never mind. That's stupid. Anyway, yeah, this is the same footage from the last video. If you'll notice, last time I had a whole lot to say, and at the end of the video I was talking really fast. I decided to take it slow, do a short little video to accompany the last video to talk about the things that I actually wanted to talk about when I first created that video, but I got sidetracked. So anyway, the stuff that I want to talk about here is I found a fairly creative use for lay on hands that I haven't seen anybody really use it for. Uh, if you've been watching my previous videos, you know that whenever I tank, I like to tank very creatively. I like to find very off uses for abilities that people use for typically only one thing. Like, people tend to look at lay on hands as this emergency button, like it's supposed to save a life or to save a wipe or something like that. And sure, of course, it's going to do this. I'm going to use it for that too. But when I don't see an immediate need for it, or whenever I'm fairly confident in my tanking ability, I like to try out new things. And if you'll notice here, as I'm running back to the previous room to take this pull for line of sight, I already have myself targeted because I know the healer is about to cast on me, and I know that's going to pull aggro. So you'll see here, whenever he casts, he gets a red unit frame. That means he's got aggro. And I already have my mouse over my lay on hands button, and I have myself targeted, so I just click on lay on hands immediately after I see the aggro switch over, and that gives me a full heal, regenerates some mana, and now I've got full threat because lay on hands gave me a 2,900 point heal, and 2,900 points of healing is much more than the healer would be able to do in a short amount of time. So therefore, it's more threat, and it keeps aggro on me. So I actually use lay on hands offensively there, and I haven't seen many people do that. A lot of paladins aren't going to use a 20-minute cooldown for that kind of use, but I like to play creatively, and that's just one of the creative uses that I found for lay on hands. I might use it in the future like this again to pull large pulls. Anyway, the second pull has two things that I want to talk about. Excuse me. There's two things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about Consecration and what I like about it. There are some things that I don't like about it, but I can't cover those right now. You'll see here that the healer is already healing me, and the warrior is already going to begin attacking the mobs. But because Consecration has such a short cooldown, and because it ticks so frequently, I can just drop it as I'm pulling the mobs, and it's going to keep aggro on me as I'm trying to gather the mobs together. I'm trying to take like 3 or 4 pulls at once. Like, there's a single pull, a pull of 2, a pull of 1, and then these pulls, these extra 2 mobs over, or 2 or 3 mobs here at the end of the hallway. And I'm just walking backwards, dropping Consecration, and the mobs that I'm pulling are walking through it, and it's keeping aggro on me. And I really like that. That's what I was talking about last video. That's what I meant last video when I was talking about how I think Anton is a little more mobile than most tanks, because I can do things like this. So that whenever I reach the end of the hallway, all I have to do is drop Consecration, and that's going to keep aggro on me. I do have to click on the warrior and use my AoE taunt on him so that I get aggro from, I think it's just one mob that's attacking him right now. I really like that paladin taunt, that one that taunts like all the mobs that are attacking the warrior or whoever has aggro. I really like that. That's actually very useful. But anyway, the second thing that I wanted to talk about was my gear. Look at that gear. I really like low level content because this gear looks very modest. It looks like gear that could have actually been worn in combat at some point. Like, the sword, even though it has like these red decorations, that just makes it look ornate. It doesn't look like something right out of fantasy. The sword doesn't have like all these sparks and skulls and fire and flames and stuff coming off of it. The shield looks like a real shield. The shoulders aren't all off the wall. And high level gear, to me, I don't know, it's getting a little out of hand. Like, everything looks really, really out of this world, really extraordinary. And I prefer gear that looks a little more modest than that, which is one of the things I really like about low level content. Alright, now I did want to talk a little bit more about Herod. I did show you basically what I was doing in the last video, but I'll go into a little more detail of it here on this video. I start off with an exorcism from above, and then I just began tanking him like normal in the middle. If there is a like normal for paladins for me right now, because I haven't had much experience with paladins. But anyway, I wait for his whirlwind to be cast, to get cast, and there it goes. And what I do is I try and find myself a good position to be in, because Herod's going to come running straight for me as soon as he's done with his whirlwind. And I get in a good position, and once I find one, All I'm doing right now is watching his Whirlwind cast bar. And I'm going to let it get down quite low. I'm going to let Whirlwind be cast for a while. And when his cast bar gets down to about, I don't know, 10 or 15%, I'm going to start casting Exorcism. The goal is to have Exorcism hit the moment Whirlwind ends. And you can see here, Whirlwind ends, and then Exorcism hits. Bam, 392. This way, when Herod charges at me, I'm not caught casting, so he doesn't get a free hit on me. And that 392 points of damage is holy damage, so Righteous Fury increases the amount of threat on it, and it gives me a very large spike in threat. And it's all about timing it properly. If you cast it while he's doing Whirlwind, he's going to be immune. But if you wait too long, then he's going to get a free hit on you. So as you can see here, I do it again. I let Whirlwind get really low, and then I cast Exorcism, and just as Whirlwind ends, I get that 377 point hit. And then we're just going to go ahead and clean up the boss. I know, it's a very simple strategy. It's an old instance, it's low level content. But it's just, this is the kind of fun that I'm having right now. In this low level content. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to add that quick little video, guys. And until next time, I'll see you later.